Hey guys, Dave Nelson here, the creator of the method. I want to take you through this presentation today so you can really understand how to use this training protocol properly, but to your advantage, to really unlock your potential and help you thrive in every area of life, physically, mentally, spiritually, how you look, how you move, the whole 9 yards. So we'll get through this quite quickly. This is normally a multiple hour seminar, so I'm going to try and condense it into 10, 15 minutes. But our mission and vision is really simple. Mastering all areas of wellness is overwhelming, difficult, and with a full-time life, near impossible. It is near impossible to do all your Pilates, your yoga, your core, your strength, your conditioning, your mobility, your rolling, everything in between. So our mission is to make the impossible possible by creating the most complete, balanced, holistic, and advanced all-in-one wellness solution in the world through what we call mixed modality training. Our vision is to help the world break free of the chains of modern living, find your flow state, step into your greatness, and live a great life. So Flow State carefully curates and programs a workout protocol that hits all aspects of not only your movement, but the body, mind, and soul. We integrate and simplify the most advanced athlete training strategies for the everyday person. So we're really looking at you through the lens of an athlete, managing everything from your hormones, your mindset, your recovery, nervous system, your output, the whole 9 yards. So we take a much more advanced approach than traditional group fitness, where you kind of just rock up, have fun, give a few high fives and go. So why our system? Why do I recommend everyone get on our system? I've obviously got a bias, but because it's holistic, balanced, and complete. I believe it's the only complete workout I've ever seen on the planet, unless you're at an elite athlete program or protocol with 4 or 5 hours a day. We help condense this. It is perfectly balanced, yin and yang, push, pull. All the most important aspects of balance have been integrated into our programming, and we take a holistic approach as well. The other thing I like to say is it's got everything you love, but also everything you need. A lot of us will skip all the important stuff, some of the breath work, some of the mobility, some of the core activation stuff. We just like to go straight to what we love, which might be, might be for you, the yoga or the strength or the HIIT, whatever it may be. We've got everything, the stuff you love, the stuff you need, and we bring it all together in a fun way. But really the brand promise is to be a pillar of trust. We want you to trust that you train here at Flow State as the base of your protocol. You will thrive at whatever you do for the rest of your life. You'll be able to be doing yoga at 80 if that's what you want to do, CrossFit at 70, surfing at 90, whatever it may be. This is the pillar of excellence of the fundamentals of human movement that hit all. You can speak to any chiro, physio expert, movement expert. They're going to tell you our concept hits all the most important aspects of movement, fitness, breath, the whole 9 yards. This is a brand you can trust. Everything we do is built on science, from how long we do the HIIT through progression, the overload, the activation exercises. Everything is based on science. No detail is missed. And the other really cool thing about this programming is it is adaptable to all goals. If you're brand new to fitness and wellness, this is for you. I'm going to talk you through that shortly. If you're an elite athlete, this is also for you. We've got a lot of elite athletes come here for advanced stuff as well. So everything in between, we just tweak the programming and the approach slightly for everyone. So this is probably the most important thing you need to know for the rest of your life. This is movement life in yin and yang balance. We have a saying that goes, if you don't force yin and yang balance in your life, nature will force it in all the ways you don't like. Plateaus, injuries, sickness, depression, all these different aspects. But generally what I find is most people either just train a little bit of yoga or Pilates, which is great. They get some breath, some life force, some flexibilities, a little bit of core activation, maybe even some range of motion. But generally, if I'm just doing yoga or Pilates, I really struggle with the true cardiovascular stuff. I struggle with power, strength. You'll probably do pretty well with fat loss with just Pilates, but excuse me, but you guys get the gist. And then vice versa, I see most guys especially, but a lot of girls now as well, we just do functional training. We're just doing strength training. And not only does this neglect this whole side of the yin, it often makes it worse because we get tighter, calcified joints, sore, inflamed, and it actually limits range of motion and hinders it. You want to take a much more holistic approach to your wellness. You do not want to be strength training, weight training, HIIT training 5 times a week. This is old school. This is very bad for the immune system, nervous system, everything in between. You want to train better, less often, and come into a perfect balance of recovery. So our power hour is really designed to hit the full circle. If you're not ready for strength and sports conditioning yet, that is fine. You'll start with our flow, which really starts in the yin and the stabilization, and then you'll add the yang. But This is the most complete program in the world. I mean, if you're just doing single modality, you're missing far too many things. If I'm just doing strength, I'm tight, I'm sore, I'm rigid, I'm aging fast. If I'm just doing yoga, I'm a little bit weak, I'm a little bit fragile, I don't have the fire in me. So it's in union, in integration, like the secret to all of life, that creates that yin and yang harmony, balance, peak performance, longevity, all the above. This is the secret that everyone from your elite athletes, LeBron, Tom Brady, all these guys extending their career by 10, 15 years, they are training in what they call yin and yang balance. Less is more. They're not training 7 days a week. They're not training 5 days a week. Yeah, well, I could go into a whole couple hour seminar on that, but I won't. So for you guys that are brand new, this is probably the most important slide. If you are new to fitness, you haven't been doing a lot, the core's not active, the muscles are a bit tight, the joints are tight, you're just not really feeling it, you're a bit shy, you're going to start with just the flow class. And you're going to come, but you want to get to upper, full, and lower days. Why? Because we're going to hit every major joint in the body, get them stable, mobile, the muscles loose, and work the entire body. So the system works very precisely. No detail is missed. So if you are new, you're going to do flowability. Also, if you're an athlete in season, I don't know, you're doing CrossFit or, I don't know, football, basketball 4 times a week, you're probably going to want to use flow as well. You're going to need some yin to the yang. Yang is that compression, impact, tension, resistance. Yin is the decompression, the softness, the release, all the important stuff. So flowability class is a very diverse class. We get people in for their first movement session, and we get elite athletes there to recover. And everyone should be doing flow in some shape or form. As you'll see here, we always start with the breath, calm the nervous system, get your breathing pattern right, work yoga to stabilize joints, open up. We use a combination of physio mobility, I'll call it, or an animal mobility, animal movement, that sort of stuff, which is the most effective for injury proofing the body. Pilates is just the magic for fixing your spine straight, getting that all rock solid. And then the foam roller is obviously great to just release and get in those tight joints that may have been compressed, inflamed for many, many years. And of course, we finish off with the meditation and daily intention. So as I said, this is great for beginners, recovery days, all the above. But if you're pretty fit, you've been lifting, you've been doing a bit of yoga, you know, you could jump straight into power. And this is the most complete workout on the planet. We go through the working phase where we warm up the body with the breath, the yoga, the mobility, get it bendy. We then hit the working phase where we get some HIIT. Just 10 minutes of HIIT is perfect because it fires all your hormones up without getting too high in cortisol. And you get, you know, that's how a lot of athletes train. They'll do 10, 20-minute blocks of training, rest, and go again. And then we go into our functional strength and sculpt, meditation, and daily intent to cool off, taper off. So even if you're super fit, so I'm 35, I'm pretty fit. I would like to do 2 to 3 powers a week, 2 to 3 flows, and then I might do walk, run, jump, whatever else once a week. That is the general consensus. If I'm 50, I'm going to go probably less, just 2 power, 4 flow, or something along those lines. If I'm 18, well, maybe I would go 4 powers and 2 flows. So it's all about finding your perfect ratio. How do you know what your perfect ratio is? When you're progressing, you're overloading, you're getting better, you're improving all your lifts, and everything is going up. If you're plateauing, sore, injured, that is a sign you are overtraining. You don't belong in the gym, you belong in the yin. So that is how this works. What I do want to show you, for those that are serious about your powerlifting, as you get into it, let me just skip a few slides. What's going to happen is whenever you're starting either the flow or the power, you're going to start with the struggle phase. Everyone struggles here. I've got elite athletes that really look terrible in the animal movement. They're tight, they're sore. Everyone goes through the struggle phase. You get through that, you start to work through what we call the release phase. You let go, your body starts to realize, oh my God, this isn't so bad. Now it starts to get better. And then often, you know, around weeks 3 to 4, depending on how far back you're starting, you'll start to hit that flow state where the yoga feels amazing, where the stretching feels therapeutic, when the core activation is easy, when your single leg work is effortless. And this is when you'll hit your flow state. Also, what we do is we're going over, as you'll see here with the weights, progressing through power, you start quite light, 5 to 10% of your body weight in each hand, and you slowly go up. And it becomes a little bit like CrossFit, where I know based on my body weight, what percentage I do for upper day, full day, lower day, and you continue to progressive overload. So you can put on a lot of muscle here. if you like. And then just to finish, I just want to talk about our 4 pillars. I mean, we do everything, which is not always a good thing, because it's too hard to explain everything we do. But if I had to bring it down into 4 things, these are the 4 things we are experts at. This is our brand promise. We will bulletproof the body and create longevity. Little asterisks, I mean, if you've got a serious injury, you're going to have to see an expert always, of course. And we're not anti going to see everyone. I mean, we love mixed modality, mixed therapy as well. But we're going to work towards bulletproofing the body, restoring movement, and creating longevity, so you're moving well at 95. It's not about how long you live, it's how well you live. And our formula, I won't go into that today, but the science is very simple. We stabilize all major joints, we mobilize all major joints, we create flexibility through the body around those major joints. We develop new mind-muscle connectivity and flow, and then we develop your sense of rhythm, flow, timing, balance, all the above. So you can't just do one modality for this. If I just do yoga, I'm actually quite stiff and rigid outside the perfect planes of yoga. Same with Pilates. The magic is yoga, Pilates, animal movement, twisting, turning. And that's what gives you like the bulletproof knees, bulletproof tendons. And you feel superhuman. You just, I've been injured for years. Before I did this protocol, I was injured every second week. I was in the physio every second week for 10 years of gym. It's not a good feeling. Every time I ran, injured. Not a problem anymore, even though I'm significantly older. Number 2, you're not going to develop more types and styles of movement than we do here. Not only are we moving through all the basic planes of movement, okay, push, pull, hinge, hinge at the hip, hinge at the knee, etc., all the basics of human movement 101, we're also taking that to another level. We play with the tempo, not only going up fast, but going up slow, asymmetric contraction, different lengths, different speeds down. Sometimes we move fast, sometimes we move quick. All the different ranges of movement. We want the knees and the body to be able to move in all ranges of movement. We don't want to be so stuck in the rigidity of train lines or rules of certain modalities. Life isn't like that. You go climb a mountain, you're twisting and turning 25 different ways. So there is no concept in the world that puts you through more types and ranges of movement, turning you into the everyday athlete. And this is my favorite of the modalities, because this is when you just feel superhuman. You can run, jump, climb, swim, do whatever, and we train you to get there very, very quickly. One of the big misconceptions here is that you can't sculpt the body. We can sculpt, you're not going to win the Arnold Classic, but we can get that Hollywood jack body here very, very easily by simply using progressive overload. If you're using the weights and upping the weight in the power hour, the time under tension that we get is far superior than 99% of lifting protocols out there. You'll often notice you put on more shape, more size if you want to, if you really want to push that weight and eat large. But if you're looking to get that lean sort of Pilates body, you keep the calories a little bit lower. You don't break up the muscle every set. So it's all about knowing yourself. If I'm trying to get jacked, every single set is to failure. I'm getting that damage, that metabolic tension and stress on the muscles. If I don't want to get big, which often when I'm trying to surf well, I don't want to be big. So I drop my weights back a little bit. I'm not overeating, and I'll get more that athletic look. So you can really tailor how this looks. I say you want to look more like a Pilates instructor / long distance runner, you'll tweak it to that. If you want to look a little bit heavier, maybe like, I don't know, a sprinter, 100-meter sprinter, a little bit more muscular, well, we're going to lift a bit more powerfully and a little bit more heavy weights and eat a little bit more food. So we can help you with that as we go. I'm not going to go through all that diet stuff on this webinar, although that is a big part of what we do. And then maybe most importantly, people are suffering more than ever with mental health, anxiety, stress, depression, all the above. We're going to help release a lot of that through the breath, through the community, not just the breath, but just through a safe space where you can express, you can let go. The rooms are all dark, so you can just breathe it all out, let it all go. Through the yoga, through the meditation, find Zen, find peace, find center, find groundedness. And when we're in this calm flow state, well, the flow state is in a calm state. It's not in a jacked up over alert state. So that's a little misconception about the industry. But that's all I wanted to go through with you today. I'd love to take you through more in part 2. We will go through everything from our 5 elements, body, mind, state, spirit, diet. You can download that on the ebook as well. But first step for most of us is going to be start with Flowbility, whether you're on the app or you're lucky enough to be in studio, get inside, get on the flows, get all the joints stable, mobile, build the house of brick. You get that base right through Flowbility, you will fly through Power Hour and your development will just continue to go. Most people in fitness, they go up, little 30-day challenge, crash, burn out their nervous system, burn out their joints. It's not sustainable. This is the long way. The way of the Tao, the way of flow is longevity, harmony. Wu Wei is what they call effortless action, the flow state, express the self, live your true nature. That's what this is really about. So I hope you enjoyed that little informative session. Any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I love talking about all of this stuff. And until next time, I hope to see you on the app or in